that wise dice, then attend to this heaven slice of an angel wrapped in skin. Throw dice and woes of life. Love deprived, looking to revive. What's the meaning of life? One subjective paradise. Crystal chandeliers, motives reflected. Off the mirrors appear clear, grinning from ear to ear. Craving and raving the grain, rekindle the flame. Closer she draws near. Stay there, remove your underwear, shove it somewhere over there. In paradise, in paradise, we know our purpose. In paradise, in paradise, we know what our worth is. In paradise, we manifest dreams. In paradise, truth is what you conceive.
Boom. Yes, it is. The truth is what you can see. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this edition of the Unpopular Hour. Of course, I'm your host, Matt Clark, and today, it is Tuesday, so you know where we're at, right? You know where we're at. It is one of my favorite days because we are at Georgia's Happy Hog, located at 712 Culbertson Drive, just east of Lincoln, south of the state capitol, north of the OU Medical Center, right there across from the Harm Homestead. Cannot miss it right there on Culbertson. I believe it's 14th, 15th, 16th Culbertson, I think is how it works. And then they're closed Sundays and Mondays, open Tuesday through Saturdays from 11 to 7. And, of course, you can call them for information at 405-525-8111. Also, if you have any needs for catering or events, contact them at that same number, 405-525-8111. Cannot miss them. They are fantastic. Today, of course, is Tuesday, and I'm usually here on Tuesdays or Fridays because that is mac and cheese day. Mac and cheese. And anyway, so Tuesdays and Fridays are the only days that I'm usually here. And, of course, today is you can get hot links, you can get smoked bologna, you can get smoked chicken, you can get ribs, you can get burnt ends, you can get, for sides, you can also get baked beans, you can get potato salad, you can get, of course, mac and cheese, you can get greens, green beans, and coleslaw. So those are all the sides, plus a little serving of corn on the cob if you want to do that. And, of course, wheat bread, white bread, hot sauce, mild sauce, whatever it is that you want, enjoy. And, of course, it's brought to you by YNB, family-owned and operated since 1912, the bank that makes things happen. They're an equal housing lender and a member of the FDIC, and they are a sponsor for us to be here at Georgia's Happy Hog because, if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be here because we're out supporting women, minority, and black-owned businesses in the Oklahoma City area. You can pre-qualify online at www.ynb.com or go into one of their main 1 and 5 locations that they have. The main bank downtown or over on the Parkway and 66. They have, of course, one in Mustang, and then the Parkway Express right off the Garth Brooks and I-4T just south of that, just right in front of the hospital. And then if you live in Bethany, you can go to the one that I always go to. They're at YNB Peoples on 23rd between Rockwell and MacArthur. So that being said, we're joined by my guy, Nathan Taylor of YNB. Speaking of that location, what's happening, my brother? Are you there, Nathan? Can't hear you. Nathan, I can't hear you. Are you there? Nathan, did you turn me off? He must have turned me off. He must have turned the sound. Sometimes he mutes me, and I don't know why he didn't want to listen to my wonderful voice. I don't get that. He should want to hear my voice every time I speak, of course. That's kind of how I look at it. But are you not there, Nathan? I can see his face on my Zoom thing, but I cannot hear him at this particular point. Let me see. Speaker Mixcast 4. Yes, I see it, but it's not. Let me try to redo this and see if this is going to work. Because sometimes I do this voice meter thing and that they have set up, and it screws me up from time to time. I know that. Trying to get everything in. So let's see if it will work for the Mixcast 4 speakers. Is that it? Can you hear me now, Nathan?
I can hear you, man.
Okay, good.
I got you all the way.
Did you? I couldn't hear you before. I couldn't hear you before.
Yeah. I can hear you.
Okay, but I couldn't hear you. Were you speaking?
Okay.
Were you talking at all back to me? I could see you, but I couldn't tell what you were doing over there.
Oh yeah. I was throwing stuff in there on the sponsors, but
Yeah, I couldn't hear
probably a good
you.
thing it didn't
Yeah,
go
I
anywhere.
couldn't hear you. So, but we got it all squared away. I'm learning a little bit of one thing at a time on how to get this thing rolling now that they've switched it up to try to get the phone line stuff in. So, which is a whole different set of challenges itself. So, that being said, bro, today we're going to talk about, the vote. Let me see. Let's just go ahead and pull it up. On a week from today, of course, is the Thunder vote. Keep Oklahoma City big league. And Nathan, I was a little bit hurt. I don't know if hurt is the right word, but upset because there are some people who aren't into it or who don't think we should have it, and who should vote yes. And that I just don't understand the comment about it. This person wanting to not have the team, not have a new facility, not understanding why we have the facility, why we need a new one, and on top of that, saying that that's for the elite people in Oklahoma City, and I'm going, what are you talking about? I didn't understand that, and the guy was. When you're non-athlete, I guess you don't really see it, but that doesn't make sense either. You should be for something that improves our city. It doesn't raise taxes, even though he's, one guy made the comment about a new jail. Well, hell, we already got the money for the new jail. That's a whole separate issue, totally in itself. The money's already done for that. Right. So, before you should comment, you should read about what's going on in your city instead of just listening to some idiot, say whatever. We already have the money for the jail. We were waiting on the airport trust or the FAA to approve us to get the new facility out there by the airport. So Nathan, I didn't understand that one at all. But do you understand why people are against it? I mean, you can't give me a good answer other than, well, we don't need a new facility and whatever. There's no parking or whatever. What is your response to that?
I can understand the uneducated people of sports not and saying that they're seeing it just as a sports thing, and the problem is that's not the case, and they don't understand that. But it's just the same with anything else, man. I mean, it's just a bunch of people listen to a bunch of different people that don't know what they're talking about, and then instead of taking it, instead of doing your own research and educating yourself, you just take it at face value and you start complaining about it. I mean, I don't know how many times. I mean, that can be done with every topic. You know what I mean?
Well,
So,
but I can
yeah.
understand if we were raising taxes, then I could see that would be a little bit more, And he's like, well, it doesn't benefit Oklahoma City. I'm like, what do you, Oklahoma City? What do you? Maps doesn't mean anything without the Thunder. If you have the Thunder, maps mean zero.
No,
You're
the people were. That's the problem is you got a whole voting generation who doesn't remember what it was like downtown before that.
right.
And I didn't get much of it because I was young too when they started maps. But I'm telling you, man, I went downtown when I was 13, 14 years old, and I didn't want to go down there. I mean, golly.
No,
But
no.
now, I mean, I think the only thing down there was what, Spaghetti Warehouse or something?
Yeah, in Bricktown,
Maybe the brewery?
the brewery and your spaghetti warehouse. You didn't have. I mean, you had. You had some bars, and you're gonna always have the bars because people are gonna go to bars. So that is what it is. But I meant as far as the restaurants, as far as everything growing, Mickey Mantle's, you're getting in a little bit higher. Now I guess I'm bleeding into what he was saying when you talk about Mickey Mantle's or that's the reason why Mahogany's downtown. That's the reason why Flint is down. I mean you can go on and on and on about that. Yes, that is for people who can afford to buy a nice dinner. I agree with that sentiment. But to me, for you to say that the Thunder doesn't benefit Oklahoma City, and part of what I said was that Oklahoma City Thunder were one of 30 teams. That's number one. You're one of 30 cities in the world that have an NBA franchise. One of 30. That's number one. Number two, you have an up and coming team that's coming. That's growing. So the fan base deserves something nice. But if you've never been out of Oklahoma City and you've never seen a new arena, I can understand you not getting why we need a new one. But why don't you? I just went to Dallas this past weekend, saw the American Airlines Center, the AAC, and dude, just with the triple deck on one end, where you had the 3-level suites on one end, you got the clocks, you got all this nice stuff in there. Tons of places to eat. When you come outside, there's restaurants lined, the little bars and restaurants lined up outside where you can eat outside. You can make it there's a big, huge screen for the kids to watch the game if you can't afford to go in. I mean, I don't know, Mavs Alley or whatever the hell they call it. But you have all those things that you have that we do not have. Because I do agree with them. I believe we were lied to about the facility because originally in the original maps it was built to try to draw in an NBA team, just like Tulsa did with the BOK. But that was built because our Bob Funk, who owned the Blazers and what were they called? The Bison? Were they the Bison? Is that right? What were they called?
The Bison, yeah, I think you're. Well, I think you're.
Is
right.
it the Bisons? Whatever he called them, whatever he called them, yeah. He had that built so they could because they wanted hockey. And I'm like, hockey is okay. Hockey is not going to be as popular as NBA. Now, what hockey fans and NBA fans or NFL fans are totally different levels of, how do I put this, Nathan?
Commitment level?
No.
Education?
Not necessarily education, but I don't know what word I'm looking for that it can be politically correct. But I'm just saying the level of the people
income level.
Yes, income level. But I mean, there's some people who have some money who go to hockey. But for the most part, the people who attend hockey games aren't the same people who attend an NBA game or an NFL game. They're not the same sort of people.
Correct.
So I could understand that. And the Ford Center was built for hockey. And because when we did get the NBA franchise in, what happened? They had to go in and spend all this. Go ahead.
I got a perfect term for you. The NBA attracts more multicultural crowds. How about that? Is that what you're looking for? Because hockey, I don't really think your entire demographic's going to watch hockey. If that's what you're getting at.
No, that's not what I was trying to say. But yeah, kind of. I was trying to say it. I just can't say it in a way that's going to make any sort of nice way to put it. So I'm just not going to put it.
Sure.
But anyway, when we got the new team in, they had to immediately realize, the NBA is like, well, this is not set up for this. And so they had to come in and redo the seats, redo everything. Then, once we started being successful, they realized the NBA is like, okay, this is not going to work. So they spent all this money to come in and redo the seats, which are nice. I do like the cup holders that are down now instead of up on the side.
Man, I like them.
They're really, I like what they did with the seats. It definitely needed an upgrade. And I was telling this particular man, these two guys, I'm like, look, just listen to the show today and we'll go over it. Now, we are going to try to do a show Friday or Monday, just specifically to try to have some people on that can really educate people about what we're really talking about here. Okay? Why do we really need the facility? I know why as a basketball fan, as a sports fan, as an NBA fan, as a person who wants our city to be bigger than what it is and who's looking to the future and not to where we used to be, I have a different mentality than somebody who doesn't travel, who's never been out of Oklahoma City. So I have a different mentality.
Well, here's the thing, in around the world, and not maybe even in the United States, people don't know where Oklahoma City is. They don't know anything about Oklahoma City.
No.
Unless the Thunder come. The Thunder come. Now everybody in the world, and thank you, Kevin Durant, thank you, Russell Westbrook, thank you, James Harden.
Yep.
But everybody in the world knows Oklahoma City Thunder.
Yes, 100%. Knows Oklahoma City is on the map. They will now go, Oklahoma City Thunder, where is that? Oh, this is where it's at. And people do come. And so here are some of the notes. Now, of course, we do the normal stuff. How much it's going to cost to build it. No new taxes if it can be avoided. The lease is twice as long. And, $600 million. And what I saw, this was crazy, Nathan, when I saw this. And operations of the arena by the Thunder team and staff, $513 million directly, indirectly, supporting nearly 2,500 jobs and $273.8 million in annual wages. Now, mainly that's for the team. Okay. That mainly is the team. Okay.
Sure, but that support staff too. I mean,
I'm saying that's everything. That's the whole thing. That's everything. That's the GM. That's everybody. It says $45.5 million in yearly visitor spending outside arena, which means people, like you just said, they come to Oklahoma City because they're fans of SGA now, or Josh Giddey, or Chet, or whomever. You know what I'm saying? They're fans of them now, so they're going to come to Oklahoma City. What does that mean? Hotel revenue, restaurant revenue, bar revenue. That's what that means. People who would have never came to Oklahoma City are
Well,
coming to watch the Thunder.
you don't get that. Well, let's be honest about it too, Mike. You're not going to get that at River Sport. You're not going to get the Omni. You're not going to get any of that
No,
stuff.
for hockey, if you had hockey, you're not
the
getting the
Thunder.
Omni. You're not getting the Omni.
Mm-mm.
Not getting it. Then it's a $9 million in city taxes annually, which I didn't know that. County school and other local districts, $4.1 million in taxes, and then statewide, $17 million in state taxes. And you don't
That's
want to give them a new arena. You don't want to
Yeah, I
give
don't
them
get
a
it.
new arena. And my
Let me ask you this:
yeah,
you had to, if you had to say the vote was today. I mean, vote was today and it's already done or almost done. 5 o'clock or 7, whatever the voting is. What would you put a percentage on?
I
Yes,
think
no.
it's going to be around 70%. Yes,
It only has to be 50, right? 51.
yeah. I think it'll be overwhelming, but you're going to have gentlemen like the 2 guys, I'm not going to mention their names, but you're going to have gentlemen like these guys, like these 2 guys I was talking about. You're going to have people like that who don't get it, okay? They don't understand, and they're going to do what they're going to do. So they don't, I mean, if you're not a sports fan, I could see, why you would be that way, saying that the Thunder has they don't give anything, they don't do anything, and I'm like, that is just so wrong. It's not even close to the truth of the way things are. It's not even remotely close. And I just don't. Okay, here's the comment. Okay, Nathan, here's the comment. If I can get this stupid thing to just, I don't want to respond. Okay, here we go. Let me pull it up. This is what this particular gentleman says, Nathan. It says, here's his first comment. Oklahoma City has such a history of doing things wrong. The first time spending millions and millions, then regretting it later and wanting to spend more millions and millions to fix it. And barely doing it wrong. Okay? I've been doing this since the early 70s. I've been doing urban renewal and doing
I
it
guess I'm
wrong.
unaware of how they do it.
And it goes, so I made my comment. I go, sorry you feel that way. Fortunately, the rest of us, and this was to the first guy's comment. I said, fortunately, the rest of us who will vote yes. You clearly don't understand what it means to have an NBA team and the impact of adding a new arena. Okay, that was my response. Then this guy comes in and says, well, Matt, personally, I haven't seen a particular positive impact of having a team since they've been here.
Really?
Yeah. Especially since the team we got seems to be a training team for the greater good of other teams. Talking about Kevin Durant leaving, and that's what he's talking about, and James Harden. That's what he's talking
You
about.
don't understand. You don't
Right.
understand professional sports.
Right.
That's the
Well,
problem.
he doesn't understand, because those guys, all he knows we got them started, and they left here, and they were MVP somewhere else. That was his point. I can kind of see that. And my question.
Well, look at the transfer portal. I mean,
I know,
it's
but
the
we're
same
talking
thing.
about but that's not the same. We're talking about NBA. That's not the same. College and pros have not. That's not even the same thing. Okay, my question gets to be. This is him asking again. My question gets to be, majorly, that they're going to build this thing somewhere. They're going to spend that money on something. Might as well be on that. Where are they going to put it? Are they going to be dumb like we were last time and squeeze it in on some corner where there's no access and no way to use it? And people won't come because it's too big of a pain in the butt. Is it going to be another? Hold on. Is it going to be another something that largely excludes the Oklahoma City population, only bits others and elites? They've recently redone large swaths of the south side of downtown. What are they going to do? When are they going to do intelligent planning? I thought it was pretty intelligent with what they were doing. That's what I thought. Okay, now hold on. Hold on. What are they going to do with intelligent planning? With reasonable access to major thoroughfares. Also, the money could be spent on a new jail. First of all, we already have the money for the new jail. That's one of the things I said at the beginning. Money's already we've already had that. They have to spend it by tomorrow, I believe. Have a plan in place by tomorrow in order to get the government grants for that. So anyway, go ahead, respond to this deal.
I mean, I've got multiple points. First of all, has the guy ever been to another city? Because I'm here to tell you, I live in Yukon, and the ease to get there it takes me 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And that's in traffic. So, I mean, I don't know what he's talking about being bad location, because it's a perfect location.
Well, he's
because
talking
you've
about
got
being on the
access
corner. He's talking about it being on the corner and no parking.
There's tons of parking. It's easy
I
to-
understand that, but that's him.
Okay, so I'm telling you, I've sat in every single section. When I was younger, we first 10 years ago, we got married. We didn't have a whole lot of money, but we loved basketball. So we started going to the Thunder games. We set up high, and it was not that expensive. It cost us $5 a park, maybe $20-$30 for tickets, and then some food. But you don't have to do the food part. You can budget it to where you can spend $50-$60 to go to a game with your wife as a couple. And then, obviously working for Randy, he got some club level seats and really started liking those, and I've sat down lower and things like that. But I mean, for me, it takes 15 minutes to get there and 15 minutes to get home. They've even improved it since they came, as far as adding Oklahoma City Boulevard and all the access to the shops, and made it easier to get in and out of. I mean, I don't understand what he's talking about there, because it's easy compared to what most cities are.
Exactly.
And then
Okay.
I've got I've got multiple customers that own property downtown, and I'm here to tell you the property value of their property
It's gone through
has
the roof.
gone through the roof.
Yep.
I mean, I'm talking 10 times the value.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, I don't get that one. And then the new jail, obviously, people got to realize that when you're talking about municipalities, and it's the same way here in Yukon, because they put that bike path in, and people were griping, well, why don't you use the money to fix the roads? Well, you got to understand, it's a grant that they got.
Right.
They couldn't use the money for anything else, so they had to do that.
That's what they got the grant for, was to build that.
Right.
And by the way, the turnpike is fantastic. If you need to go to the south side and get to the airport, is absolutely amazing.
It's beautiful. And then the revenue to the residents, I mean, it's unparalleled. Ask those guys downtown if they have restaurants or C-stores or furniture companies or whatever, how much money they were making in '94 versus how much they're making. Well, I mean, do the comparative, inflation numbers. But, I mean, it's not even close.
Oh, you keep
So,
going?
I mean, I don't.
You got some more?
I don't get that.
I just, to me, that is just somebody who's listening to someone who's uninformed. It's kind of like politics.
Yeah.
People listen to stuff, and I'm like, dude, what are you talking about? Go find out for yourself. And I had this pastor. I never forget what he said, Nathan. He goes, listen, it's my job as a pastor to present the Bible or the Word of God in my interpretation of what God is telling me to tell you. But when you get to the pearly gates and you have God ask you ask you the question, you can't say what my pastor said. Okay? He's going to say, well, that doesn't work. He said, my job is to interpret. Your job is to go read it for yourself and garner your own interpretation. Your job is not to listen to someone else and just whatever they say is gospel. Go find out for yourself. And that's like when we say stuff about the thunder or whatever, all we're saying is, hey, take what I said and go look for yourself and see if I'm wrong. And I'm not. So go ahead and look for yourself.
Yeah,
Don't take my word for it. Go
up your own mind.
Go make up your own mind. Just listen to what I'm saying, and then you watch and see if what I'm saying is right or wrong. But you have to make up your own mind. So that's the same thing with this. Go ahead.
I used to have a roommate who would listen to SportsCenter, and whatever those anchor guys said, that's what he would believe, and he would go fight to the death on that. And I'm just like, dude, you got it. So this resonates with me because it used to irritate me so bad. Dude, educate yourself. And
Educate
I'm
yourself.
the best at it because I'm not. But, educate yourself.
Right. And that's like I tell people, you have to be open to suggestions. Your word just can't be, like my deal is really simple. If you disagree with me, give me your point. Tell me why you disagree with me. I have a couple friends, no matter what you tell them, you are never going to change their mind. And they're wrong as they possibly could be, but it doesn't matter what you say to them. Their mind is made up, and they're going to believe what they believe. And I'm like, to me, that's like sticking your head in the sand. To me, you've changed my mind on several things. Randy changed my mind on stuff. I get people change my mind all the time. I'm like, oh,
You've
blah,
changed
blah,
my
blah,
mind.
I have my
That's different.
opinion. You know what I'm saying, Nathan? We have our opinion, and it's strong. This is the way I feel. And somebody comes and says, yeah, Matt, but blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, wow, yes, your point is legit and is better than mine. And I use their point, and I give them credit every time that I say that because they were right, I was wrong. So, it's like the Chet thing. I'm admitting I've been wrong. Did I not? And everybody
Yes, you
knows that
did.
I was not happy with it, but have I been wrong so far? Yes, I have. Have I admitted it? Without question. Am I happy that he's doing good? Yes. Is he doing way better than I expected? 100%.
Yeah,
But
for
that,
sure.
like I said, if
Hey,
I'm wrong about him, why would I be mad? That means we're going to be even better.
right. Oh, yeah, for sure. Hey, let me jump off for just a
All
second,
right,
man.
go
I'm
ahead.
sorry. I'll
So,
get right back
go
to you in
ahead.
a second.
And so, anyway, to me, guys, it's just frustrating for me to have a fan, people who don't want us to grow as a city because they don't understand the benefits of the things because they don't travel, they don't get outside of Oklahoma City, so therefore they have no concept of what's going on out there. If you go to other arenas, I mean, you go to Milwaukee, they have 3 arenas right next to each other. They have the first arena that the Milwaukee Bucks played in, and Lou Alcindor, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar played in. Then they had the one that the one they play in, or not now, but were playing in when they won the championship. And now they just built a brand new arena. They're all right next to each other. And then you complain about us having 2 arenas. Well, why would we not have 2? Because now you get concerts. We lose concerts to Tulsa all the time because of the facilities and the way it's set up versus us. Plus, the tour dates aren't as available because of what? The Thunder. So you can't have tour dates because the Thunder's playing. So they can't get we can't have it this day, we can have it this day or this day because the Thunder aren't there. So you do have all these different things that it's going to bring you. Now, I wonder what they're going to do if you have a Thunder game and a concert on the same night because at that point, parking will be an issue because right now you can only park either across the street, now will be gone, or you're going to park across the street to the north, that'll be gone. So either to the west or north, one of those parking facilities are going to be gone. Unless to me, I just think it should be where the Cox Convention Center or Prairie, whatever it's called. To me, it should be there because redo the underground, get it all the way set up with parking, take the top, take it all the way off, and then you have 4 square blocks to build a facility. 4 city blocks to build a facility. You build a nice facility. You have a nice area for New Thunder Alley where you have a big, gigantic screen out there. You have all kind of little restaurants and bars lining up. You have all these different machines and different things the kids can play with. You have, you can have a bunch of stuff that you can do at that. Now, if you go to the west, you can still build something really nice. It's still big enough to do something, but it's not the same as you would if you had the 4 square city blocks. Now, I have no idea what they're going to do. We're working on trying to get some people on who can talk to us about it. But on Monday, my plan is to have a show pretty much dedicated. I mean, this show is pretty much dedicated to it, but to have a show pretty much dedicated to and have people on so we can completely educate the public on what's happening. So if you have a question, please text us at 405-551-8300. That's 405-551-8300 if you want to ask a question or you want to have a comment. By all means, please do that because, guys, this is too big of a thing for people to let go. You've got to understand what we're doing. You got to understand what's going to happen and how this is going to affect Oklahoma City and how much it's going to impact us and make us that much better. And plus, especially after being in other cities, going to AAC this weekend and seeing all the improvements, this big screen and all the stuff that they do, it'd be fantastic. So that being said, I want to take this opportunity to thank our sponsors, Collaborative Logic, for keeping us up and running. If you have any needs for software to make your customized software to make your office run smoother or website design, they can do all that. Plus, they can come in and fix your network, or if you need a new network operator, they can come in and do that. But the thing I love about them most is they can remote in and not have to worry about disrupting the office flow. SRB, and you have any needs for engineering, surveying, or planning, holler at my guy, Mark. He is fantastic over there at SRB. But in fact, if I go by Byron's today from 4 to 6, he's out there ringing the bell in front of Byron's tonight. There on 23rd and Broadway. So go by and see our guy. He's going to be dressed in his Santa deal, ready to go. So go by and see our guy, Mark Long, over at SRB. In Oak Grove Trucking, if you have any needs for trucking dirt to be moved or rocks or sand. I know Jose, I think he's up in Sapulpa today, I think. But anyway, he's up there. So if you have any needs for any of that stuff, holler at my guy. I know he has a truck there and he has a dump truck here. So if you know somebody who's needing a truck or you know somebody who has a construction company, hey, holler at my guy, Jose Fierro over at Oak Grove Trucking. Greg and Max Nafee at Nafco hit my boys up. They'd love to be able to well, I guess you can't really hit them up. I mean, they don't. They pretty much have their own private business, so you can't hit them up. I mean, I guess you can, but you got to know them to do stuff. But anyway, I appreciate them for their support, as always, because whatever I've needed, they've been able to support me, and I appreciate Greg and Max Nafee. YNB, family-owned and operated since 1912. They are the bank that makes things happen. They're an equal housing lender, a member of the FDIC, and, of course, a proud sponsor for us to be here today at Georgia's Happy Hog. But anyway, they support women, minority, and black-owned businesses in the Oklahoma City area for us to do live streams to support them. And of course, there's still a line, and it's just, man, every time we're here, there's just a line from the time from 11 o'clock to 2 o'clock. When we leave at 3, there's still a line. So anyway, we appreciate their support. You can go in and pre-qualify online at www.ynbok.com. That's www.ynbok.com. We'll go into any of their locations. The main bank at 401 Elm, downtown Yukon, YNB East, which is off the Parkway and 66 or 39th Expressway, however you look at it. YNB Mustang, 218 North Mustang Road, and YNB Parkway, which is off Garth Brooks and I-40, just south of I-40. You can't miss this, right there on your right-hand side, right in front of the hospital. And then YNB Peoples, go in and see Dennis or my boy Eddie at YNB Peoples on 23rd between Rockwell and MacArthur. Go in and holler at any of them. DT Construction and Consulting, if you have any needs for roofs or remodeling of any kind, painting, whatever, they do it all. Plus, if you want to come in and you're trying to flip a house, hey, call the guys over and they'd love to come in and redo your stuff and give you a nice bid and be your contractor. You can contact my guy, Drew Henthorne, at 405-209-4051. That's 405-209-4051. Or you can email him at dtconstruction2015 at Outlook. dtconstruction2015 at Outlook.com. And he's respectful, local, and loyal, which means after they complete a project, they will answer their phone. And my latest sponsor, Shelter Insurance, the Mark Pemberton Agency, located at 4609 Southeast 29th in Dale City, Oklahoma. You can call them at 405-670-2424. They're open Monday through Thursday from 9 to 5, and Fridays 9 to 1. Closed Saturdays and Sundays. Proudly serving the Middale area since 1982. 1982, that's our guys over there at Shelter Insurance. Appreciate those guys. But anyway, guys, like I said, we're going to try to do a show Monday that's going to be pretty much dedicated to everybody voting yes. And then, of course, Tuesday we'll be back at Georgia's. And we're talking again about it on Friday. About it as well, but we want everybody to go ahead and just get involved in it right now and understand what's happening. So continue to speaking of that, in the NBA games last night, there was only 2, and of course it's the in-season tournament.
Yeah.
The Celtics.
Yeah.
Oh, are you back?
I'm back.
Okay. The Pacers took care of the Celtics 122-112, and I tell you what, that Pacers team, boy, they're rolling. They've got a squad.
They can play some offense, man. But comes to defense, they leave a whole lot on the.
Yep. And the Celtics, even though they got Drew Holiday and they got those they got this 2 monsters, and Porzingis kind of a monster, but not really. But anyway, 120.
Isn't Porzingis out right now? Isn't Porzingis out right now?
I think he is hurt again. Shocking. 122-112. This is in the quarterfinals. And then, of course, the Pelicans took care of the Kings, 127-117. The Pelicans are a handful. They really are. They're a hard matchup. Not a bad matchup for us because they don't match up with us on their side, their defensive side. Offensively, they don't play good enough defense to really deal with us, but we get a chance to play defense when Dort's not trying to score. That's what's frustrating to me. But anyway, so that's just that was the NBA today. And of course the standings, the Thunder are still sitting second right now at 13-6. The Nuggets 14-7. The Kings are now 12-7 because they got 11-8. Sorry, 11-8 Now they got beat. And then the Pelicans are now 12-10, winners of one, and the Kings will be losers of one. But that West is just tightening up, and that's why it's so important. What I saw from Coach Dagnall, which I'm gonna give him his props. He understood the fact of what we were trying to do. It was a 50-50 game in Dallas. You gotta play the right guys. You gotta play the right guys. And I think a lot of it has to do with Bertans taking that, restructuring that contract so he can play more. And I think he's a perfect addition for the Thunder when they want to go a little smaller. I think it's going to cut into Kendrick Williams a little bit, but he's just a better shooter. I mean, he can go through and he can get you some points in a hurry. And I think you almost have to have that. And what you give up defensively, you gain back offensively. Go ahead.
Did you see that shot he had the other night where he I guess he caught a rebound or something, and he was flying around the wing, and he just kind of
He just caught it and shot it, bro.
Wasn't even on balance or anything.
He just caught it, turned, he squared his shoulders and let it go. But that was his third in a row. I think that was his third one. So he was feeling it at that point. Yeah, it was in the corner. Yeah, there was there was me. There was two guys sitting next to me on the other side of my friend. There was two seats over there, and then right behind me, there was two seats right here. And so, yeah, that was all the Thunder fans that were in our section. So there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 of us. Go ahead.
So I think you're going to see, and I need to look at it again, but I want to say it fully guarantees his next year contract too. So I think you're going to see us hang on to him for at least one more year.
Well, if he keeps shooting the ball, he's what we need. We need another shooter.
Well, yeah, for sure.
We need another shooter.
And second thing is, and I don't know if you talked about this yesterday, but has there ever been in the history of the league a 30-0 run in the fourth quarter of the other team?
And you lost. I don't know if I've ever seen that.
Yeah.
No. But I'm going to say this.
I was sitting there, oh, my God, dude, that was driving me crazy.
Well, I told you when I was sitting there screaming, get him out the game, and the fans were like, keep him in. I'm like, throw it out of there. They're like, no, keep him in, keep him in. Yeah, it was crazy, man. It was crazy. Because he was just killing us. He was killing us. I mean, and that's what and we had talked about this at the beginning of the year. I said when they double team SGA, which is why I was talking about I wanted Josh to be aggressive. When they double team SGA like they did, and then we kick it to Josh instead of J. Will, okay, Josh makes the right decision and make them pay. Now, we were doing the same thing to Luka, except they were making the correct pass, and they're knocking down threes left and right. That was the difference. And the only person we had shooting was Dort. That was the only person we had shooting. And then Casey Wallace took a terrible shot. I mean, terrible shot. But, he's still a rookie, and he was feeling it pretty good. And, and SGA was looking for the ball, but he was like, mid-range, I can knock that down. And, it's still one of those things where it was a bad shot, but at the same time, even if he made it, to me, it still would have been a bad shot. But when you just watched it, you're sitting there, it was painful, bro. Because the fans are going crazy behind us. And I do understand you couldn't put Josh in the game because they were booing him unmercifully, bro. God, man, I feel bad for Josh.
And back on that subject just a little bit. I don't know if you talked about that yesterday at all, but it's not looking good for him, man. I mean, and this is just kind of what I've seen. Over the weekend, I kind of did a little more research on it. So it sounds like it was 2 years ago, right?
It was 2 years ago. She was underage. There's not. The question is not whether she was underage or not. The question is, was it a one-night stand or not? That's the question.
Yeah. Well, even if it was, though, man.
No, if it's a one-night stand, he's safe. Because the California Supreme Court said that no, you can't be here if you meet a girl at a club. You're not assuming that she's young. She may look young, but she was of age in the bar. And if you go home and have sex with her, no man drunk is going to sit there and go, how old are you? Okay? They're not doing that.
I didn't know about that, that Supreme Court ruling.
Randy told me about that.
Okay.
Well, so anyway, but if he saw her again after that, and apparently he's had multiple speeding tickets. So that's the question.
Okay.
But anyway, go ahead with what you were saying.
Okay. Well,
what is that, Reba? What is that? Do you have the sound, or what are you doing?
Drew, turn your radio on. It was Drew.
Was that Drew? Oh, okay.
That's Drew. Yeah.
Well, go ahead, finish your point.
No, so I just think that it's going to, because it was all over ESPN yesterday about the girl's family getting a lawyer and they're not cooperating with the police. So to me, that's not a good. I don't know if that's a good sign or a bad sign.
No, because that's a good sign because they're saying, look, that happened 2 years ago. Everybody understands. We're not mad. We're not trying to. We're not. This has nothing to do with our family. But the police are hot on it because one, he's a celebrity. He's an NBA player. She was underage, and they're trying to prove a point. So so they got a family to go, look, they're not
cooperating
at all. So they got an attorney to help them not cooperate. But the state is on it. But the problem is where Josh is safe. If it was a one-night stand, he's good, which is what the Thunder think it was. That's what he apparently said it was. So if that was the case, there's no issue. I mean, he's going to have to go to court and whatever.
Going into that, too, though, secondly, is like, and I'm sure there's no correlation, but his minutes are dwindling, man. I mean, they're dwindling.
Dude, it was brutal. I'm just telling you, man. I'm telling you, Nathan, you don't understand. Listening to it on TV and hearing it in person, they're not the same. It's not the same. You're not getting the full effect. You're not getting the full effect. I felt it was brutal, man. Every time he touched it, you have 18,000 people going crazy. It was.
Well, here's another thing, too, though. Even at home, though,
Yeah.
I think that they're not. The coaching staff is not doing a good enough job, as far as I'm concerned, putting him where he needs to be and telling him what they want from him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I just don't feel like they're putting him in the best spot for success.
Yeah. Go ahead, Drew. Drew.
Can you hear me?
Now I can. I lost you for a second there. Go ahead.
So let's say that the police do their investigation. And John, what stopped the NBA from coming in and rendering a conduct?
Well, he's going to get the misconduct because, it was the thing is, it was 2 years ago, and he was 19, she was 16, 17, whatever it was. So it was 2 years ago, okay?
Right.
But the bottom line is, Drew, I agree with you. I agree with you, Drew, is the bottom line is this. The NBA is going to do a personal conduct. He's going to be in trouble for that. But it ain't going to be bad because if it was, like I said, if it's a one-night stand, he's golden. Yeah. No man in his right mind, none of us have been 19 years old, go into a bar, meet a hot girl, and think, oh, well, I'm not going to, how old are you? We're not asking that. Plus, we've been drinking. We ain't asking that. We're trying to go home and hit it. Am I wrong? I mean, I'm trying to be nice about it, but we're trying to go get some. We ain't trying to ask how old you are.
She misrepresented her age.
Yes, she was in a bar. Okay? You have to be 18 or over to get in. So, that's what I'm saying.
She's in the bar. You would assume that she's of age.
Yeah, but this is my issue though, Drew. No one has come out and said it was 2 years ago. Most people think it was yesterday. It was this year. It was recent. That's the issue. Now, if Josh is 21 and she's 16, I'm going to have an issue. You know what I'm saying? Bro, what you doing? But nobody's saying that. Yeah. So the fans are just going, oh, well, look what he's, pedophile. What, dude, it was 2 years ago. It wasn't even now. So I wish they would clarify about what really is the situation to make it clearer so people will have a better understanding. But my understanding is it was 2 years ago. He was 19. She was underage. One night stand. That's what happened. That's why the Thunder are going, whatever. I mean, Drew and Nathan or Ben was on. None of us at 19 are going to say no to a hot girl and find out she's 16. Now, afterwards, we're like, whoa, I can't mess with you. But when in the bar, you drinking? I mean, well, Drew, I know I'm not. I know I'm not going
to. What's the legal drinking age in California?
Well, you have to be 18. 18 is standard, okay? The bottom line, she was in a bar. So she had a fake ID and she got in there. So that's what happened.
Well, hold on. Here's something else that's going to play into this. If legal drinking age in California is 18 or 21, I'm sorry.
It's 21.
It's 21.
It's 21.
Okay.
What's he doing in the bar drinking if he's 19?
Really?
Well, I'm just saying. I'm looking at all the legalities here.
Drew, you want to answer that?
I'm not saying, didn't do it. A
I
lot of people
did.
did it,
I was in the bar at 18 and 17 drinking. Well, how were you, Drew, when you were in the bar drinking?
but if they're
Yeah, I'm like,
looking at all the legalities, well,
17
maybe
and a half.
why is he drinking in a bar at 19?
because he's an NBA player having fun and he's 19. That's why. Come on, Nathan. Come on, bro.
We had the old stencil fake.
Oh, my God.
Serving him if he's only 19.
They
years old, so
don't
they're gonna get
care.
hurt too, is what I'm saying.
What bar is going to close off and go, hey, you're an NBA player, they're not going to let you in the bar.
No.
They want you in the bar because that's say, hey, the word travels fast. Hey, Josh Giddey's in here. Kevin Durant, whomever's in the, that's going to travel quick. They don't get full. So who's not going to do that?
I don't disagree. I'm saying I'm not saying it's not good practice. I'm just saying if you're looking at legalities here,
Nobody
that's one of the
cares.
issues too.
Nobody cares. This is the bottom line, Nathan. She was under 18. 18 is the law in California. Okay? If it happened in Oklahoma City, there would be zero issues because you had to be 16. So there would be no
Well,
issues
I
whatsoever.
2 years ago, she was 15. She was 15, by the way, not 16.
Oh, well, I thought she was 16. Whatever the age is, if she was 16, if she was 15, he was in trouble no matter where he was at. But my deal is this: if you're in a bar and you meet a hot girl and you drinking, regardless of how old you are, you're gonna try to hit it. Now you've been married, and Drew, you remember back in the day before you met your wife.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, I'm not. I have yet to ask a girl, baby, how old are you? I still don't ask them. I mean, if you're in here, I'm assuming you're old enough. I mean,
Yeah, you're assuming that she's of age.
I'm assuming you're of age if you're in there. That's not my job. That's the door guy. Right. That's the guy. I'm not going to go, hey, let me see your driver's license unless I wake up the next morning and not remember who she was. And then I'm looking at where's the driver's license so I know where I'm at. Let me get an Uber. But, I mean, come on. I mean, you know.
I think you mentioned about 6 months ago that if they didn't even look 30, you weren't even looking at them.
But the point was, I didn't say
remember
that.
that.
What I said is I'm not trying to go home with them if they're under 30. That's what I said. That was what I said. I'm not going to. Hey, I'm not too old to look at a hot girl and go, "Oh, then you fine." I'm not that age,
Guys,
bro.
I'll be honest with you. I'm gonna ID him.
Woo, Drew, are you out? Well, Drew ain't.
Sorry.
Drew. We're not even asking you. We're not going to ask you. But anyway, so that's the thing, and that's where we're at. Drew, did you hear our comments about the guy who was thinking why we don't need a facility, a new arena? Because he said the Thunder doesn't benefit us.
Bits and pieces of it, yeah.
Yeah.
Bits and pieces of it.
Yeah. I mean, when I read what the guy said, he goes, we've not gotten any benefit of the Thunder being in Oklahoma City. He's not seen any benefit for the Thunder being in Oklahoma City.
Yeah, I mean, I think your point that was we're one of 31 cities in
30.
the world that has an NBA basketball
30,
team.
Drew, 30.
Let's, act like that.
Yeah, 30. Yeah, and the whole thing is, Drew, people come to Oklahoma City from all over the world to see the Thunder.
Yeah.
I just don't understand it. I really don't. So, but speaking of this weekend, bro, Drew, woo, man. In college football, by the way, let's talk about the NFL last night. Did you watch that game? Did you watch that mess last night? Did either one of y'all watch the game last night, Drew?
I can't believe Browning went, what was he, 32 out of
37, 32.
84 yards or something?
He 32 of 37 for 354. It was ridiculous, but of course we know that's not going to.
Yeah. Backup quarterback.
Yep, and Trevor Lawrence went down. That's the only reason why they
That's
won.
crazy.
If Trevor Lawrence doesn't go down, do you think the Bengals win?
No.
I don't either. I don't.
I didn't realize T.J. Brethren was still in the league.
I didn't either. Well, these backups, that just goes to show you when the draft comes, how many of these quarterbacks are going to go. What do you think the over-under is in quarterbacks taken in the top 10? 5? 4? Let's say, what do you think the over-under is 4?
Probably 5.
Nathan?
Yeah, I think it's probably over.
But, the Bengals outgained them, outrushed them. Time of possession was basically, the Jaguars had it for 9 seconds more than they did. So, whatever. I mean, it was a great game.
That's pretty Jaguars' defense is terrible. Their passing defense is terrible.
Well, consider 354 yards by Jake Browning. Yeah, they're terrible. They are terrible. No doubt. No doubt. Okay, so for college football games, Drew, man, okay.
Great weekend.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
listen.
Army Navy Saturday. Great game.
Yeah, well, that's not a bowl game though. I'm not taking out of my day to watch Army Navy. I'm sorry. I'm not. I'm
Oh
not.
man, we watch Army Navy every year.
Y'all go ahead. I'm not. I got stuff to do. I'm busy. I can think of a bunch of things I can do than do that. Go play golf would be one of them.
Just take the under in that game.
I'll take the under. Well, that's gonna be your Friday. Don't you have that on your Friday pick? Your Drew Henthorne picks
I will.
Friday.
Yeah.
Who do we like? Nathan. Friday the 29th, the Cotton Bowl. Number 9 Missouri versus Ohio State. Ohio State minus 4.5-point favorite, 63.5 over under.
Well, isn't there a quarterback going to the portal?
Yeah. Yeah, he's gone.
Whose? Which ones?
A backup quarterback. Ohio State.
Ohio State's?
Right? Yeah. McCord or whatever his name is.
And hey, you know, the thing about Missouri is they finished 10-2, but they were an interception return for a touchdown with 4 seconds left in the game by LSU from being 11-1, and their only loss being to Georgia.
Yeah. I'm going to take Missouri in that game.
They look really good. They may be back, and plus that's a great place to go watch a football game too in Columbia. Man, I love their stadium and the people and everything. It's a lot of fun stuff to do. What about the Chick-fil-A?
You go up there
Huh?
next year?
Do what?
Yeah, OU's there next year.
Yeah, OU's next year.
It's the game after OU Texas.
Yep, they go up there.
That's going to play. That's going to be.
Yep, they've been up there, but OU's been up there before. It's not like that's going to be something new for them. Well, I guess it will be for the new guys. No.
Just, like a rekindling.
Yep.
Remember that one game when they had Landry Jones was quarterback number 1 in the country, go up there and get smoked?
All right, okay, let's talk about Landry Jones. Anyway, Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl, Ole Miss versus Penn State. Penn State, Drew.
Gosh.
Man,
I'll take Penn State in that game. Their
plus
defense
10.5?
Ole Miss down.
And plus 10.5. How are they 10.5 underdogs? How is that?
Yeah. You're saying Ole Miss is a 10-point underdog?
Penn State, no, it's Penn State's plus 10.5.
That doesn't seem right.
That's what I said.
They've got to have a lot of guys now, but I don't think they do.
I mean, I have to go back and look at that, but I thought that.
I haven't really dove into all the bowl games yet.
No, I haven't either.
Yeah, because I saw that. I'm like, go ahead, Drew.
No, that just doesn't seem right unless Penn State's got a bunch of guys out.
Penn State, let me see. Then, of course, you got the Capital One. You got Georgia.
I got Penn State. I got Penn State minus 3.5 over under 48.5. Penn State's favored by 3.
Yeah, let me see Penn State. How did
I
that?
like that too. They'll pound Ole Miss. Ole Miss won't be able to keep up on the offensive end. Penn State's got a good defense.
What I got to do is I got to find where you get your odds because I get it from this deal. I looked it up, and it depends on who you get it from. Some of these people are freaking stupid. It says Penn State is now 4.5 point. Yesterday, they're 4.5 point favorites as of yesterday.
Yeah, they're 3.5 now.
Over under 48.
Yep.
Yeah, because 61 is a lot. Anyway, who we got? Georgia, Florida State. Florida State minus 3. No way, that must be plus 3. That's plus 3.5.
Yeah, you got your lines are all messed up. Georgia's favored by 14.
Yeah, I'm like, wait a minute, Georgia. That's not even right. This must be last year or something because Georgia doesn't even play Florida State.
Georgia's favored by 14 over Florida State.
Yeah, I got to go back
should
and
blow 'em out.
I'm gonna quit saying what those are. Okay, who do you like, the Fiesta Bowl, Liberty or Oregon?
This is the thing. Is Oregon, they're going to be missing a lot of players. And people, don't be sleeping on Liberty. They're undefeated for a reason. They've got a decent squad. They got a good head coach. Their quarterback's solid. I'm not saying points is a lot of points in a bowl game. And if Oregon doesn't show up ready to play or overlooks Liberty, that game will be tight.
Yep. And then, of course, Monday night, January 1st, Bama versus Michigan. And now I have Michigan at minus 4.5.
Give me Bama.
I'm taking Bama on that.
I think Bama's going to win the whole thing. So.
Well, you did call that how long ago, Drew? 8 weeks ago, 7 weeks ago?
Week 2.
Yeah, whenever it was, you called it a long time ago. So, okay, Texas at Washington.
I don't see how Texas is favored by 4.5. It just seems like a lot of points. I like Washington's squad. Phoenix is good. I mean, Washington beat Oregon twice. So they're no joke. They've got a good offense. Their defense is fast. That'll be a good game. Texas may win, but 4.5 seems like a lot to me.
Well, to me, that Oregon running that coach, I don't like him anyway. Landon Ham, I don't like him anyway. So, but he not shake the Washington coach's hand? Wasn't that game he didn't shake his hand after the game? Wasn't that it? Wasn't that the game he didn't shake his hand?
I think so.
I think it was that. Remember, because of the field goal, whatever happened. Remember, I don't think he shook the guy's hand.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, first of all, that shows me what kind of dude.
There's no love lost between those two teams.
Yeah, but Drew, I've never not shaken an OU hand. I've never not shaken a guy in Missouri's hand, no matter how much I didn't like them. I never not shaken anybody's hand, no matter how much I dislike you, even if I was like a particular player, which one particular guy I didn't like at all. I would just go, hey, what's up? And I wouldn't even shake his hand, but I'd go, what's up? Unless you're going through the line. I just say, what's up? At least I'm let him know I didn't, I gave everybody else a pound, but him, I don't, Yeah.
Were you surprised that Dylan Gabriel went into the portal?
No.
Anybody? No, I
Nope.
wouldn't either.
No. I'm not. Why would
And
you?
what you'll be able to see is that depending on where he goes, it'll tell you if he got pushed out or if he left.
Yep.
If he goes to Mississippi State, I think he got pushed out. If he goes to Oregon, I think he left.
Yep, I agree. If he goes to Oregon, Ohio State, Ohio State, or somebody big like that, then he left on his own accord. I think he got pushed out.
They're saying it's down to Oregon, USC, and Mississippi State. And obviously, because
Dude, well, Mississippi State. Well, if Mississippi State, he goes there because of Jeff Lebby. That's why he's going to Mississippi State.
100%.
I mean, that's the only reason why he go there. But for me, if I was him, that's where I would go because you already know the system. Why would you go to a school that you don't know the system? You got to learn it all over.
And get to play OU next year.
Yep. I mean, what'd you say, Nathan?
You ain't going to win nothing down there. It depends on if you want to win or not. If you want to win, you're going to go to
I think Oregon. If he's trying to win, Oregon's where he needs to go.
Yep, agreed, 100%. But yeah, Jackson Arnold was a monster, and we're gonna get to see him here in a few. Dude, he's a monster, dude. He can play. And but the thing is this, Drew and I talked about.
OU went from a 2-point favorite to a 4-point underdog when Dylan Gabriel said he wasn't playing in the ball game.
What, do you blame him?
No.
I mean, you got a guy who ain't played all year.
Let's be honest,
Jackson Arnold's good, but Dylan Gabriel's a better player right now.
Well, he's older.
He's ranked as the number one prospect in the portal, according to ESPN.
Yes.
Number one out of everybody.
Yeah. I believe that. I mean, why?
If I'm OU, I'd just be hard pressed to let him go. I'd have done everything I could.
Yeah, but Drew.
Going into the SEC next year with a rookie quarterback.
But Drew.
you can't.
But Drew.
Jackson Arnold's going in the portal if he stays.
But Drew, the whole thing is you're getting a new offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
So, and did they already hire what's his name? There was the Luttrell, Seth Luttrell or whatever.
Seth Luttrell and some other guy.
And by the way, he's done really well. He's done really, really well as a coach. He's done really well, Seth Luttrell.
Oh, yeah. Wasn't
he's
he
done
the
really
head
well.
coach at North Texas a couple years ago?
Yeah, he's done really well.
Wasn't he the head coach at
North Texas? Yeah. I think he still was until he left. I don't know if I don't really keep up with OU players, so I mean that's something you do. I don't keep up with them.
Well, he was on the OU staff this year as an analyst. So,
well, then they saw this coming. Lebby was the one. They got Lebby to get Dylan Gabriel.
Well, they had Trammell. Trammell was on the Al Ashback show the other night, and he was saying that the rumor was that there was an agreement between the head coach and the quarterback that this was going to be his last year. Knowing no matter what that this would be his last year at OU.
Yeah, that he was going to play for 2 years.
And Gabriel.
Right, he was going to play for 2 years. Yeah.
Well, here's another thing, guys. Think about this.
Basically, it being said that they were going to open up the competition to Arnold to come in and be the quarterback next year.
Well, the whole thing
Here's
is,
the thing.
well, my deal is
Here's the
this:
thing, though,
is
guys.
Jackson
Think about
Arnold. The whole thing is, and we talked about this many times. As a player, you know who should be in there and who shouldn't. Okay, there ain't no hiding who the hell's out there. You know, Oklahoma State lost 2 games early in the year because everybody knew he was playing his son. You know what I mean? Because how do you do a starting quarterback and then the other 2 guys don't see the field at all? How the hell was there a quarterback competition for 2 games and neither one of them even remotely smell the field? There couldn't have been that big. There couldn't have been that close. You know what I'm saying? Because the other guys would have still been playing. So it wasn't even close. So, but that's Gundy stuff. That's what he does. So it's what he does.
Here's some things that I want to point out real quick
going on
about
with
Seth
yourself?
Trail and Joe John.
Where you been hiding at?
At the Boys and Girls Club.
Oh yeah, no, I see. Well,
So-
I won't see you again until the spring or summer.
Okay.
I thought you had left there.
No, I've been there.
Okay.
That's gonna be my home for a while.
Okay. All right. Sorry. Go ahead, guys. Sorry.
So here's something just to think about for next year. So Lincoln Riley comes in, and then obviously Jeffrey Levy takes over. You remember back when Kevin Wilson, Chuck Long, those guys, even Hyper, how they always had that half-back guy that was just, Dimitri Flowers, Trey Miller, I mean, those kind of guys.
Yeah.
And then all the good tight ends they had. Well, I mean, Joe John Finley, tight end, and then Seth Luttrell, halfback. So I think they're gonna incorporate some more of that.
Well,
I really like that kind of option.
Nathan, you got to have a quarterback. None of that other stuff matters. You got to have a quarterback.
They got a quarterback.
I know that's first, and then you got to have wide receivers second. To me, a running back is third. You got to have a quarterback. You have a defensive line, offensive line, wide and playmakers.
Don't you think we have all that though?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
we got a good young wide receiving floor.
Yeah, I have zero complaints.
Didn't they get a commit from? They got a pretty good commit on running back, I think, didn't they? Drew, I don't remember, but I'm pretty sure they just got a number 1 running back commit.
Who's that?
OU.
I don't remember the guy's name. Oh, talking about OU. I think they got a number 1 running back commit, but the thing that they need really, OU needs, is they need defensive line.
Well, they've got
Better
that.
find some going to the SEC.
They've got that. They've got 3 of the top 5 coming, so they're okay. They're okay there.
But yeah,
They're okay there.
And wide receiver, I think Andrew Anthony probably will get a medical red shirt to come back. So I think Andrew Anthony, you got Nick Anderson, you got the Jaden Gibson kid.
Well, the question is offensively. The question is offensively, is Seth Luttrell's and them offense going to be able to stand up to the defenses of the SEC? That's the question. Because I think that.
Well, I think it'll be better this year.
Well, boy, I'm just saying is that I think defensively you guys will be fine. I think defensively he'll get the guys in that he wants, but offensively you got to be able to.
I mean,
score.
Levy was a good coordinator, but he used to drive me crazy. He just get too cute. Like, dude, just run the ball.
Yeah. Well, they all do. They all fall in love with the run. They fall in love with the pass. So, but anyway, guys, I got to get out of here, man. I got to get to the gym. Drew, how about men's league? One of the dudes bent the rim, Drew.
He did what?
They bent the rim, hanging onto the rim, bent it. This is the second time. Second rim we didn't have bent.
Well,
It wasn't Michael Cage, was it?
Michael Cage he can't play in the men's league, bro. Ain't no way he get killed. But no, yeah. So now we gotta go there and get that. We gotta get that done, man. I'm like, man, we got volleyball today. It's a pain. It's just, dude. And to me, it's like when I'm there working, and I was like, get the hell off the rim. I said, this ain't an NBA. You ain't playing. I said, we don't hang on the rim. Just go ahead and dunk the ball. You ain't gotta hang up, pull yourself up, and all that. If you was any good, you wouldn't be playing here in the men's league. So anyway. You know what I'm talking about, Drew. You've seen the men's league. You know how those guys play. It's, dude, it's brutal, man. So you guys think you might have in what 4 games a night, you might have 3 guys who are decent, and the rest of them are just out there and they're breathing hard. One guy, dude, he hit the tip. He went down court 3 times and fouled somebody so he could come out. I said, why are you even out here? You didn't make it up and down the court 4 times. And you already sitting down. Yeah, it was awesome, man. If you can't do it, you can't do it. Anything else you want to say? Top it off, Drew? Drew.
Hey, you got a nice little college basketball game tonight. You got UConn and Carolina playing at Madison Square Garden.
Oh,
You
nice.
got the Lakers and the Suns playing for a bid to go into the finals of the in-season tournament.
Yeah, you didn't send many picks
So,
today,
good
bro.
games on tonight.
I'll just be glad when starting in January.
I've been.
I know you. I'm glad. Hope everything's better, dude. No, I'm hoping when January comes, man, we can start getting back. Be all about basketball, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'll get this football stuff.
Yeah, as soon as we can get, I think we got to get a little basketball preview going here before the.
Yeah, we'll do something somewhere around Christmas. We'll do something. On Monday, though, I said we're trying to get in. I was talking to people in Oklahoma City, and, we got to go through a deal to get somebody to come on and all of that. And I've got to call in to try to get Mayor Holt to come on with us on Monday so we can talk about it. So I just do the show dedicated to why you should vote yes instead of to make keep Oklahoma City big league. I just don't understand it. But anyway, all right, fellas, appreciate y'all.
I
Go
got a
ahead.
question for you here. So I got a question for you, Matt. So the Pelicans beat the Kings last night.
Right.
So they're in the finals, is that right?
Semifinals.
Or they're in the semifinals?
Semifinals.
Semifinals, yes. Semifinals.
There was a quarterfinals
So
last
if
night.
the Lakers win tonight, and the Lakers would play the Pelicans?
Yes.
Yes.
You have the other quarterfinal tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's how that would work.
So the Lakers beat the Pelicans. Lakers win tonight and beat the Pelicans, and they're in the finals.
They're in the
right?
finals. That's correct.
Yes.
All right.
Yep, that's correct. So, and it's so funny is the Celtics were griping about getting in, and then you get smashed. You got in, you get smashed.
Halliburton went crazy on them.
Dude,
Hey, let
Tyrese
me
is a
ask you
beast.
something right quick. Did the Kings trade their own guard? Or should they have kept Halliburton?
Oh, I'm keeping DeAndre Fox over Halliburton. Is that what you're asking?
What would both of them? Yeah, what would both of them look like?
Yeah,
Man.
you can't have them both. They're too ball dominant. You gotta have one.
I wish Halliburton played for somebody else. He'd actually get the team played. He gets lost in the end.
Yeah, he
How
does.
would you like to see Tyrese Halliburton on the Thunder versus Josh Giddey?
No, because
Oh,
him
yeah,
and SGA,
Balls to go around.
no, that didn't work. And who would you rather have, Tyrese Halliburton or SGA?
Okay.
Not enough balls to go around there with SGA and Halliburton.
No, you can't do it.
Well, you definitely have SGA. I mean, that's
Well,
not
yeah,
a
so
question.
you can't. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can't. Dude, it's just.
I tell you where he would look good, though, Matt, is in a Laker uniform.
No, he wouldn't.
That'd be fantastic.
Hey, did you see where
Josh Giddey.
Reeves signed a deal with a Chinese company?
We might have to get him, Dave, because he might be facing court trial out there.
Yeah, that's true. But hey, how about this, Drew? I know,
the
but
California Penal League.
hey, but how about this? Reeves signed a contract with a clothing company or whatever in
Yes, all that.
in China,
All that.
and for part ownership. I'm like, Reeves, if that's what y'all reach for, great deal for him.
Right, Reeves?
Bryant Reeves. But I just laughed. I go, Austin Reeves? Are you serious? This is what y'all are going for? But he is in L.A., huge market.
Yeah.
People love him out there. So, but yeah, you ain't nobody buying nothing because he's saying. I mean, some people will, but yeah, for the most part, that ain't happening. So, all right, fellas, peace out.
Matt,
You gotta clap to him for getting